OCO, my fellow Cherokees, I'm pleased to report on the state of our great nation. Together, we've experienced a year that has seen difficulties and triumphs. As we look back and as we look forward, it's clear that the state of our nation remains strong. Generations have built strength in our nation by working together. This past year has seen us tackle problems in our communities, protect our sovereignty, and invest in our shared future. Together, we looked at our nation's vast resources and we made taking care of our elders and our communities a top priority. Our investment of $30 million to repair or replace homes for low-income elders and fix community buildings is taking root and improving lives. We're saving our language in honor of our greatest language advocate, Durbin Feely. When our people look back generations from now, they will note that Cherokees made an historic effort to save our language just this past year. The question is, generations from now, will they say that the Cherokee language is a great language that once was? Or will they say that Cherokee language is alive and vibrant? That, my fellow Cherokees, is up to each of us. We must do even more work in the coming years to make sure that our language remains alive for future generations. In the coming year, we must also do more to preserve and share our wonderful history and culture. Deputy Chief Warner and I will work with the Council of the Cherokee Nation and the Cherokee National Historical Society trustees to ensure the long-term viability of the Cherokee Heritage Center. Over the course of the next year, we will take major steps to create the kind of world-class experience of the Heritage Center envisioned by those who founded it in 1963. That is something we simply must do for Cherokees today and for generations to come. This past year, we made historic strides to hold the governments of the United States and the state of Oklahoma accountable for their promises. We started our journey to seat Kim Teehee as our delegate to the United States House of Representatives, fulfilling a treaty promise made more than 180 years ago. Our advocacy in the United States Supreme Court's McGirt case means that the United States and Oklahoma must now acknowledge what we've always known, that our reservation was never disestablished. I've created a task force, and the council has approved my legislation that will help ensure that McGirt is the kind of enduring legacy it needs to be and that our sovereignty is protected. 1 year ago, I told you that the state of Oklahoma must treat Cherokee Nation with respect on the Gaming Compact. Oklahoma's governor failed to do so. So what did we do? We stood our ground. We rallied tribes in solidarity. We reminded the public how successful our Gaming Compact has been for all Oklahomans. We stood up for ourselves in federal court, and we won. As chief, I will always try to work with other leaders. But Governor Stitt has learned that I will not tolerate disrespect for the Cherokee Nation, and I will stand up for our rights. All of this progress in just 1 year is reason to celebrate. But my fellow Cherokees, we also have reason for concern. We are in the midst of the greatest public health crisis in generations. COVID-19 has affected people all over the world and has a terrible impact on our people and our communities, and we have suffered the loss of precious lives, and it is still with us. But I am proud of our response to the pandemic and our efforts to recover. Our response and recovery is not just the best in Indian country, it's the best in the country. The reason is that we are guided by medical science, facts, and compassion. I refuse to allow politics, ignorance, or our natural impatience with this virus to lead us to bad decisions. We have kept our citizens safe. We have addressed food security needs among our elders. Our public health and infectious disease staff is simply the best in the business. Staff across our departments are doing all they can to stem the spread of COVID-19. Thanks to our fight for federal funds and the support of the Council for our Respond, Recover, and Rebuild plan, we're addressing critical needs during the pandemic. We're helping Cherokee students everywhere, as well as schools across the reservation, adapt to the new virtual learning environment. We're helping Cherokee elders across the United States with direct financial assistance. We've boosted our safety net programs and put even more funding into our job training programs for those hurt by the economic downturn. We are making key investments to build strength and resilience in Cherokee communities, which is our best hope to slow the spread of COVID. We've used our new federal dollars to avoid the devastating cuts and layoffs we would have been forced to make as a result of shutting down our businesses for months during the pandemic while making sure every employee got paid. As we look towards the coming year, we must be prepared for uncertainty and change. There will be challenges to our sovereignty. As our businesses recover, we will need to adjust our tribe's budget without sacrificing those core areas in which we must continue to invest for our future. We must do all of this while dealing with a pandemic that will be with us for the near future and which will require us to continue sacrificing and putting our communities ahead of ourselves. But we can do it. After all, we are Cherokee. Our ancestors weathered many storms. We can weather this one. We can do it because we have two things you can't measure in numbers, dollars, or programs. We have strength. We have hope. I've seen strength in the faces of those doctors and nurses who worked long shifts at our hospitals, but were determined to come back the next shift to care for COVID patients. I've seen the hope that our council members inspired among their constituents even in the most desperate days of the pandemic. Each and every one of them rolled up their sleeves, sometimes putting themselves in harm's way to get food, services, and vital information to citizens when they needed it the most. I've seen the strength of our communities as neighbors checked on neighbors. Community leaders helped keep elders and kids safe. Young Cherokee language learners translated public health information for our fluent Cherokee speakers. Cherokees across the reservation and across the country are feeling a renewed kinship through this crisis, which gives me such hope for our future. I've seen hope in Cherokees graduating from high school and heading off to college on a Cherokee Nation scholarship. I saw it when our first construction trades class graduated and their families celebrated loved ones getting good jobs. I saw it when 4 Cherokee students entered the first medical school in Indian country in the history of this country right here in Tahlequah just a few weeks ago. All of that gives me great hope. The thousands of men and women who work at Cherokee Nation give us all hope. From those keeping our programs running to those working in our hospitals and clinics, you give me hope. Our teachers, our facility workers, the thousands of Cherokees working in our businesses, and so many others are all showing extraordinary dedication. Our deputy chief, who has been right by my side, making me a better chief through some tough times, gives me hope. Our first lady, dedicated to so many great causes, from Indian child welfare to the environment, and the reason that I'm even chief, you can be sure that she gives me hope. My cabinet, my staff, and people working across our government and all of our entities have reminded me through their commitment to our people that we have hope, we have strength. In the coming year, we will use our strength to get through difficult times and seize opportunities. All of those people and all of those efforts that give us hope will inspire us to do more. A year from now, I'm confident that we'll be even stronger than we are today. I believe this because I believe that now, more than ever, we recognize that we're all in this together. We recognize that what unites us as Cherokees is stronger than what may divide us from time to time. In 1867, Chief Lewis Downing, in an effort to heal a nation crippled by the Civil War, declared that, quote, we should be one in our laws, one in our institutions, one in our feeling, and one in our destiny. Chief Downing would be proud that his Cherokee Nation still stands united. And so, my fellow Cherokees, in the coming years, let us embrace that same spirit of unity. Let us recognize all that makes us a strong nation. Let us celebrate all that gives us hope. Let us be one in our destiny. What else?